Hey guys, this is Nitrous Corolla here, coming back at you. Let's see, give my quick little 2 cents here on the free character of the month, Mr. Freeze. So far my thoughts about Mr. Freeze is, I was definitely really excited to see him this month, along with Ra's al Ghul. I thought Mr. Freeze was going to do more than what he is, but he still has potential. He can fit on many teams. Just haven't figured out. He could pair well with, for any character, that can enrage the enemy. For instance, like, Ares or Joker. Not the damaged goods Joker, the Joker that I don't have. Prince of Crime. There we go. Him. Let's see. Harley Quinn can enrage the enemy. Let's see who else. I could have swore there's other people who enrage the enemy besides her. Swamp Thing can enrage the enemy with his third ability. Let's see. Siren can enrage the enemy if you take the second upgrade on her. I don't even want to try to say it. On her second ability there. And also, Sinestro, the Yellow Lantern, can enrage the enemy. So characters like that will help him for some of his abilities. And also, if you're one of the people that face a lot of atrocitus teams, and such, then he'll be helpful, and you'd want to go with some of his later upgrades. But so far, let's go through his abilities. His Icy Shot, he does special damage and can apply, looks like, up to 3 speed downs to an enemy. And his legendary upgrade is 100% damage additional, plus 25% meter down if the target is over 50% turn meter. So I'm guessing it will do the 100% damage, and the conditional part is the 25% meter down. I'm guessing. I'm hoping that the 100% damage isn't conditional as well. I'm not sure. It says plus 100% damage and 20%. To me, it sounds like both of them are conditional. To them being over 50% turn meters. I don't really know about that one. I mean, it's still not bad if you're just trying to, get people's turn meter down to get maybe, a character that you have, just one extra, just get them that little extra nudge to get their turn in to really, start wreaking havoc on people. For Nora, his second ability here, it's Heal Self, increase his HP by 20, right now I'm at 28, so 37% is what it'll end up being, 37% indefinitely, and gain taunt. From my experience with this is, once you use it, his HP does increase the one time. It does not, keep adding and keep adding and keep adding and keep adding, which would be really awesome because that would make him a really good tank. But it does not do that. It just does it the one time, and he keeps that extra 20% throughout the match, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. And his legendary is gain True Sight and a 50% chance to apply True Sight to the rest of the team. I like that. I went with that as my first legendary upgrade just because I hate taunters, and this is one way to get around taunters. Or, that and people with, visibility. So it's one way to get around it, and it also, helps you pair well. That ability does. I believe it's with either Nightwing or Red Robin. I cannot remember. I'm gonna go look real quick. There's Red Robin. Let me see if it's his. Is any here is invisible? Okay, so one of his Young Justice is to sweep the legs at the end of every ally's turn if they have true sight or invisibility. So there's that one. I'm probably way off on Nightwing. Special damage. Okay, I was off. Yeah, his is okay. Nightwing's just invisibility only. So there's that. But I just went with it because I like being able to get past taunts and things like that. And now his freeze grenade, his third one, is light special damage and apply up to 18, 21. Looks like 25% meter turn down to all enemies. I mean, that's a good one to have. Now, see, his legendary here is use Icy Shot on a random enemy if at least one is over 50% turn meter. I mean, depending on how far you go with this upgrade, I mean, if you take it all the way to the 25%, then when you use this, it's already going to knock everybody down 25%. So even if they were at 100, they're now down to 75. I mean, they really have to be at 75% to 100% for this legendary to activate. So you only have a very small window of really this to activate. Am I saying that right? Yeah, they have to be between 75 and 100% for this to even activate whatsoever. Because 25% down, it'll knock them, 74% knocks them down to 49, and so on. So really they have to be at 75% or higher turn meter before you use this move. The way it sounds is because if one enemy's over. So you're hoping one of them does. And then it'll trigger Icy Shot, which is this. And this is when it would be good to have this turn meter down on this one, is if you do go with the freeze grenade. Because if the freeze grenade is going off its, the legendary is proccing, that means they already are over 50%. So your Icy Shot legendary would proc also, because they're obviously over 50. No. It's because this one says random enemy. Use Icy Shot on random enemy if one is over. So you might do it if one is, and then this one, it's going to hit the attacking one. So if only one of them is above 75% or above 50%, and you happen to hit one of the other people, then it still won't do this. I was hoping that it would hit the direct person that is over 50%, which would be better. Then you could really double dip almost on the freeze grenade and Icy Shot. So the fact that it doesn't do that it makes it attack a random enemy, kind of sucks. This is Gilead Physiology. When an enemy hits Mr. Freeze, you get see, I'm at 49 right now, and there's another. That 65% chance to apply 2 speed downs and 2 agility downs. Now, legendary to this is, see, if he is enraged, if an enraged enemy hits Mr. Freeze, use freeze grenade. So if they're enraged, so if they are enraged, you will use Icy Shot. I mean, you'll use freeze grenade, which does obviously the special damage terminator down to all enemies. So I'm curious if you somehow get lucky and you get an enraged character that hits you, it procs the freeze grenade. And then after the freeze grenade, if someone is still over 50%, would it still then proc icy shot? That would be kind of cool. It would be nice if you hit the one that was over 50% to proc that. The only thing that sucks about freeze grenade is if you're going against, people like Mira would rock his world. Because when you use that freeze grenade and then, how she puts mins on everybody, on her team. But then you can counteract that with Wonder. Gosh, mighty. Cooldown. If an enemy is another passive, if an enemy is enraged, say it's going to be up to 100% chance to apply. It's like 2 speed downs, 2 agility downs, 2 evasion downs, and 2 hit chance downs at the beginning of their turn. One thing I've always been curious on is, say for instance, if it's Wonder Girl, if she is enraged, her first attack is if she is enraged, it doesn't miss. I'm curious if you have hit chance downs on her, if that move will still miss. I'm not sure. Or Zod, for instance. Because, he has one of his legendaries, I believe it's a legendary, it makes it where, he doesn't miss. 2 hit chance downs, I guess that, that to me is about the only thing I see that's nice about this before their attack. It's their enraged, and it's at the beginning of their turn they get these things. Well, the speed downs aren't really going to help on that turn. Agilities really aren't, and evasions aren't. The only thing that's going to help you right then is the hit chance downs. But the legendary is 50% chance to call assist at the end. Oh, sorry, this one. Yeah, it did. 50% chance to call assist at the end of every enraged enemy's turn. I love call assist anyway, but again, it's... if they're enraged, so just... at the end. So basically at the end of every single enraged enemy's turn, there's a 50% chance you get a call assist with somebody. So you're going to apply all this stuff, and then, 50% chance to call assist. It's not too bad. Mr. Freeze, looking at all his stuff, it's like, it looks like he can do all these things. I just feel like it's so... and he can blend well with other groups too, like if you put him, with Mirror Master, or Kid Flash, or... who's the other, can't think of his name. Captain Cole. Other, speed down characters or something like that, especially with Mirror Master, he would work well with. I sit there and worry about him, though, because, for instance, all these speed downs, which any character who does speed downs, Kid Flash can just hurt you real quick with that, because his second ability, if you get it, go to legendary on it, he can take all of these speed downs on your team and put it on just one enemy. That's insane. So he can really slow down somebody real fast. But besides that, he just kind of fits in about any team, really. Which legendaries to do first? Gosh, it's so hard to say, because it's really dependent on what you want to use him for, or the characters that you're going up against is really, what does your PvP look like? The people that you're going against. If you're going against a bunch of Atrocitus teams, I would go with, one of these first. I would go with this one, 5x4-4, just because it's, at the end of an enraged character's turn, versus this one is they have to hit him. What if they hit someone else? But he does have this, which gains him taunt. So if they're taunting, but I feel like if he's taunting and you're going against like an enraged Wonder Girl, it doesn't really matter what he has. I feel like she's going to mess him up pretty good. I mean, I really don't know if there's any bad ones to choose from. It's more of, like I said, what characters do you have and what you want to get from his kits. This one makes me nervous because I'm afraid that when I use this, is the person really still going to be over 50% turn meter? This one I could see using. I like this one. That freeze grenade will probably be my second upgrade. Like I said, I like the true sight. That's just me because it helps blend with gets a couple synergies with a couple other characters, which is nice to have. And you obviously give true sight to people, which is, what if you get that Harley Quinn? You can get your, Zod or somebody true sight or whatever. Get your, I'm just brain dead. Say if you have you're going to get someone like Harley Quinn, and they have like an Etrigan, or they're using Donna Troy, which is a really big pain. You can basically bypass that. Like I said, I like freeze grenade, which will probably be my next one. Gosh, it's just hard to choose. Me, I'm going 2, then I'm doing 3. That's only 50%. Then I'll probably do 3, 1. So 2, 3, 1. Then I'll probably do 5, then 4. That's me. I could very easily see wanting to do 5 first. If you, like I said, you're going to get a bunch of enraged characters, and that's what you're kind of wanting them for. And then because that's what you're wanting, I would also then do 4. And then because you're doing that, I would almost go 5, 4. Then since use his freeze grenade, well, that's what I'm going to do. Then that way I get another AoE attack on people and do some turn meter down. So I would go, 4, 3, 1, or 5, 4, 3. Mainly for the enraged people, I would probably do 5, 4, then 3, then 1, and then 2. Obviously, I went opposite. My team, I'm going to do 2, 3, 1, 5, 4. But to each his own. Oh. I said he can fit in, many little teams. If you just want to slow down some people, he'll do a good job with that. He's not too bad. Does a little turn meter control, some speed downs here and there. He can, like I said, he can fit in a bunch of different teams. He's not going to be this big overpowering person or nothing like that. He's not a super great character, but I feel like he does have a place, especially with all the enraged characters now. He does have a place, and he can be good. I just don't feel like he could be as good as what he can be. I feel like he could do a little bit more with the turn meter or speed downs or something. But he's still a good character to have. And he's won because everything is actually so good. He's not a bad one to take to L5. Because I have a hard time choosing his legendaries. But Nitrous Corolla is out.